Hi friends, happy April. My name is Renee and I am back today to share with you more poetry in honor of National Poetry Month. Today I am excited to share with you the wonderful poems of Grace Paley. I'm reading from her Fidelity collection of poems, and before we get started I wanted to share with you a little bit about who she was and her life. So Grace Paley was a writer, a poet, and an activist. She was working mainly in New York City throughout her life, and what she is known for in both her poetry and her prose was exploring the ordinary lives of women. And I think as I go through some of her poems today, you'll see a little bit of that ordinary life shining through. She was very interesting. She was actually New York's first official state author from 1986 to 1988, and also the Poet Laureate of Vermont. So if you live in Vermont, if you know someone who lives in Vermont, you can share that little tidbit with them. And she studied at Hunter College and knew that she wanted to be a poet, so she started writing poetry in her 20s and into her 30s, and then as she went along, then that's when she started writing some of her prose, which she is really well known for, as well as her poetry. She was also an activist, and that was a really big part of her life. So during the Vietnam War, she was part of anti-war protests. She also was a big proponent of women's rights, as well as other causes throughout her life that she fought for and sought justice for. She taught at Sarah Lawrence College, as well as the City College of New York. And when she was interviewed about her work, she had this quote, which I wanted to share with you today. She said, "I'm not writing a history of famous people. I am interested in a history of everyday life." And again, as I read the poems today, I think that you will see how she makes the everyday life that can be mundane and ordinary, full of beauty and full of magic. And I think that's something that we can all look forward to right now. So as I'm going through, I think I have 4 poems to read for you today. I hope that you will look around your kitchen or your dining room or maybe your living room where you are working, or maybe you're doing some crafting today, or you're trying to homeschool your kids, or you're just trying to live, and you will notice the beautiful. You will notice something good today, even if it's just that there's a bird chirping outside. So I'm sharing some poems by Grace Paley from her Fidelity collection, and I'm excited to share them with you. The first poem that I'm reading today is entitled Proverbs. A person's anger should be respected even when it isn't shared. A person's happiness should be shared even if it isn't understood. A person should be understood though he has brought both his brows together in anger and also suddenly begun to laugh. A person should be in love most of the time. This is the last proverb, and may be learned by all the organs capable of bodily response. The next one I'm sharing with you today is A Cloud Like a Tower. A cloud like a tower, nothing pillowy about it. Gaudi must have seen that structure before descending to Barcelona, where he raised his own with rounded shoulders that looked sharp. How? And if you haven't already, I hope that you will take a moment today and also look up Gaudi's architecture and the beautiful landscape of Barcelona. I had the fortune to travel there a few years ago, and I still think about it and dream about visiting Barcelona again. So that's why I chose that poem today. The next one I'm sharing with you today does not have a title. Some things are not meant to be found. If you find them, you lose them again. If you find them, you lose them. Don't look for them, you will only find them. Believe me, I am an unreliable narrator. No story I've ever told was true. Many people have said this before, but they were lying. In autumn, the leaves fall high on the hill. The rich man's windows appear. And the last poem that I'm sharing with you today is one that I've been reading every single day for about the last week, and so I thought that it would be a good one to share with you. It's been bringing me a lot of peace and comfort, and I think the imagery in it is really lovely. Let the day go. Who needs it? I had another day in mind, something like this one. Sunny, green, the earth just right, having suffered the assault of what is called torrential rain, the pepper, the basil sitting upright in their little window boxes waiting. I suppose for me. Also the cosmos, the zinnias nearly blooming a year too late, forget it. Let the day go. The sweet green day, let it take care of itself. So those are the poems that I had to share with you today. They are by Grace Paley and from her collection entitled Fidelity. I hope that you'll be kind to yourself and kind to others today. And if you want to, you can leave a comment below about poetry that you've been reading or even writing, or just let me know something beautiful about your ordinary day. Thanks so much. Have a great day.